live Oskaloosa Indians baseball on the No Coast Network. And now, live Oskaloosa Indians baseball action on the No Coast Network.
The Oskaloosa Indians and Mount Pleasant Panthers were supposed to play at 7:30 tonight, but with the threat of some stormy weather in our forecast, they have decided to move things up a little bit, and that's why we are with you right now from Oskaloosa High School as the Indians take on the Mount Pleasant Panthers. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe Lancello. Thanks for joining us here on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network. The Indians come into the game with a record of 3-1. They lost their conference opener Friday at home against Grinnell, and that was a rough game for the Indians because all three Grinnell runs were unearned. The Indians held to just 4 hits by Jaden Gibson, who hit that 3-run homer for the Grinnell Tigers. He was the winning pitcher and struck out 7 in going the distance. Colton Butler with a tough loss for Oskaloosa in that game. So the Indians 3-1 on the season, going into this non-conference affair with Mount Pleasant. The Panthers off to a 1-3 start, and the only action they've had so far has been in a couple of doubleheaders. They split with Fort Madison and then were swept against Muscatine. Interesting pitcher matchup here today. Left-hander Tyler Miller will make his first start of the season for Oskaloosa. A year ago, he was 3-0 with a save and a 2.60 earned run average. Starting for Mount Pleasant will be Nick Coble, who went 5 hitless, scoreless innings in his first outing of the season, which was against Fort Madison in the second game of that doubleheader. He left the game with a 2-0 lead because while on one hand he struck out 9 batters, on the other hand he walked 6, and because he'd reached the pitch count, he was taken out of the game, and the Mount Pleasant bullpen not able to hang on to that lead and went on to a 5-2 loss. So Tyler Miller starting for Oskaloosa, Nick Coble for Mount Pleasant, and we'll be back with the starting lineups when we return to Oskaloosa High School in 2 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Craig Ford is more than just the name of our business. It's my name and my reputation. Craig Ford is committed to providing you with the highest in customer service and the peace of mind in knowing we won't be beat on price. Check out our website at craigford.com and compare our prices with our competitors. Craig Ford won't be beat on price. Let me say that one more time. Craig Ford won't be beat on price.
My name is Luke Harris, and I'm proud to be a local farmer. Partnering with Light and State Bank helps me in my farming enterprise to make sound day-to-day decisions from a financial perspective because they provide the financial stability and advice that I need to run my business the way it needs to be ran.
Staying healthy has just gotten quicker and easier. Pella Regional Health Center's walk-in clinic is there when you need it. And now you can reserve your spot with convenient online reservations. Goodbye waiting room. Hello walk-in reservations. Go to www.pellahealth.org/walk-in to reserve your spot at Pella Regional's walk-in clinic. Pella Regional Health Center, providing healthcare and healing services with Christian compassion.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
And back at Oskaloosa High School, I'm Joe Lancello. Let's look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's game between Mount Pleasant and Oskaloosa. First of all, for the Mount Pleasant Panthers, coached by Brent Broker, batting first will be the coach's son, Corbin Broker. He'll play shortstop. Batting second, the pitcher, Nick Coble. Hitting third for Mount Pleasant, the third baseman, Clayton Lowry. Batting fourth at first base is Jackson Hoyle. Hitting fifth for the Panthers is second baseman Bryce Anderson. Hitting eighth, center fielder Chase Lamb. Batting seventh, the right fielder Trace White. Hitting eighth, the catcher Dalton Gardner. And batting ninth for Mount Pleasant is left fielder Chase Williamson. Broker, Coble, and Lowry, Hoyle, Anderson, and Lamb, White, Gardner, and Williamson. The starting nine for Mount Pleasant. The Panthers come in with a record of 1-3. Now for the Oskaloosa Indians, who come in with a record of 3-1. Their batting order starts with center fielder Wyatt Creer. Batting second at shortstop, Ryan Yates. Batting third and pitching for the first time this season is Tyler Miller. Hitting cleanup for the Indians, third baseman Noah Van Veldhuizen. Batting sixth in right field is Cole Kraber. Hitting seventh, Kraber hitting fifth. Hitting sixth for the Indians is catcher Charlie North. Batting seventh at first base, Colton Butler. Hitting eighth, second baseman Will Schultz. And batting ninth for Oskaloosa is left fielder Nick Dykstra. Creer, Yates, and Miller, Van Veldhuizen, Kraber, and North, Butler, Schultz, and Dykstra. The starting lineup for the Oskaloosa Indians, coached by Bill Ullman. Indians with a record of 3-1. This is going to be a busy week for the Indians. After today's game, they'll return to Little Hawkeye Conference action, where they will play a doubleheader at Dallas Center Grimes. We will not have coverage of that for you. We will be back with you come Friday night when the Indians play a single game at Newton. We'll be on the air at 7:15 for the pregame of that one, and the first pitch at 7:30. Then the Indians back home here next week, Monday, to take on the Norwalk Warriors in a doubleheader. And as far as the Little Hawkeye Conference standings go, not much to say. Dallas Center Grimes is 1-0. Grinnell is 1-1. Oskaloosa 0-1. And they're the only teams that have played. Indianola, Pella, Newton, Pella Christian, and Norwalk yet to play a conference game. Most of that courtesy of Mother Nature and all the wet weather that we've had here. Actually, the Indians game, the home game against Grinnell this past Friday, had to be moved to the Lacey Recreation Complex because the grass in the outfield was still so wet that it couldn't be cut. It has been cut now, and we've actually got a very nice night. Partly cloudy skies, temperature 81 degrees as of the top of the hour. There has been the threat of rain later as the evening goes on. That chance of rain, as I understand it, now pushed back to around 10 o'clock. So getting this game in should not be a problem at all. Other games in the area tonight, a little bit of a light schedule. Keota is at Sigourney in high school baseball, EBF at PCM, Knoxville at Pella, and Linville Sully hosts Hudson. And Twin Cedars is at Ankeny Christian Academy. Softball tonight, just down the way from us here at Oskaloosa High School. The Indian softball team is hosting a doubleheader with Washington that's about to get underway. Newton is at Linville Sully, that one with the first pitch of 6 o'clock. Otherwise, regular evening start times for Colfax at Pella Christian, PCM at Carlisle, Keota at Sigourney, and Twin Cedars at Diagonal. We'll have more in our pregame show as the Oskaloosa Indians take on Mount Pleasant. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Indians Baseball on KBOE FM and the No Coast Network.
Your home and business pest management needs, call Certified Pest Control of Oskaloosa. Beth and I offer better prices, better service, same-day responses, and satisfaction guaranteed. We are the only pest control company locally owned and operated. Remember, termites on your property will lead to wood structural damage. So call now for your termite inspection and ask about termite pre-treatment of new construction. We also offer bed bug heat treatments. For seasonal or monthly pest control at the guaranteed lowest prices in the area, call Certified Pest Control, 641-295-0700. We are licensed to kill.
Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Amber Coffey.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Brandon Kane.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jennifer Main.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jason Rosenboom.
I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Austin Norris.
If your saving for retirement strategy involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," you need to talk with an Edward Jones Financial Advisor. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. For sound financial advice, contact your local Edward Jones professional today. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Water is more than just a source of life. We have fun with it, clean with it, grow with it, save lives with it. How water gets to us is rarely ever thought about. But at Clow Valve Company, water is never taken for granted. We design and build some of the most advanced water valves and hydrants in the world from one of the cleanest, greenest, and safest facilities in the United States. Clow Valve Company, it's more.
Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia is dedicated to providing their customers with friendly service. Falvey Lumber and Hardware values your business and has made it their mission to provide reliable products and services with their customer-driven approach. Falvey's courteous professional team is able to support a range of services to meet your requirements. Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia. In Eddyville, call 969-4814 or Albia 932-2150.
And welcome back again to Oskaloosa High School as the coaches exchanging their lineups, going over the ground rules with the umpires. Brent Broker, the coach of Mount Pleasant, the Panthers 1-3 on the year. Bill Allman, first-year head coach for the Indians at 3-1. Oskaloosa High School's baseball stadium, not terribly big. It's just 315 to center field. Down the lines around 305 to 310. A 6-foot fence from left field to the right field foul pole, but from left center field to the left field foul pole, it's about a 12-foot fence. As they've lengthened the fence there, so anybody who wants to hit one out to left had better get it up in the air. And they may have a little bit of a breeze helping them here tonight. Seems to be blowing out toward left. Mentioned all kinds of sports coming up on KBOE FM tomorrow night. We will have our coverage of the races, the Southern Iowa Speedway. We've got a pre-race show at 6 o'clock. Then that's a half-hour program. Then we return for the actual racing at 7:30. Then on Thursday, on our sister station, KMZN AM and FM, we will have our game of the week. And I just saw the stuff I wrote down, and now I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Now on Thursday night, we will have our game of the week on KMZN as North Mahaska's softball team plays at Grinnell. 7:30 is the first pitch, and pregame with Eric Zamora at 7:15. And I mentioned also we've got Oskaloosa baseball at Newton Friday night, 7:30 first pitch, pregame at 7:15. And our next Oskaloosa softball broadcast will be coming up next week, Monday, when the Indians host Norwalk. Indians can point with some pride at their pitching so far in the first 4 games of the season. They've got a 1.25 earned run average. That's the good news. The bad news is while they've given up 5 earned runs, they've given up 14 runs in all. So 9 unearned runs, and all 3 runs that Colton Butler gave up on Friday in the loss to Grinnell were unearned. There was a 3-run dinger, but if the hits that bring in runs come after what should have been the third out, that will make everything unearned. So the Indians' defense will want to get a little bit better. They've conceded 9 errors in the first 4 games this season. 2+ errors is a rate that certainly Coach Bill Allman and the Indians players will want to reduce by the time we get to the end of the season and the postseason. Now the Mount Pleasant players have been introduced. They'll be wearing a lighter maroon shirt than the Indians with gold numbers and letters on the shirts, gold trim, and dark gray pants. Oskaloosa wearing their darker maroon shirts, white numbers and letters, and white pants. And we'll be ready to get underway. The first pitch of Oskaloosa Indians baseball against Mount Pleasant will come back in 3 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
See what See First has for you. Crazy good rates. Complete convenience. Cash for what you need. Capital to grow. Join the crowd. Try us. Join us. Because together is better.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
We all need help from time to time, especially during life's health transitions. Whether you're getting back on your feet or looking for a new place to call home, Care Initiatives is here. For over 25 years, we've helped Iowans maintain independence and quality of life. Rehabilitation, skilled nursing, long-term care, hospice care. No matter what life brings, our team of experts are ready. Care Initiatives for life's health transitions.
Fred's Muffler Shop in Oskaloosa has been a family-owned and operated business for over 55 years and is proud to support our community and the student athletes in it. Fred's Muffler provides their customers with bumper-to-bumper quality work done with hometown dependability and competitive prices. Come see what's new at Fred's Muffler Shop in the brand new showroom located at 1214 A Avenue West in Oskaloosa.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-through and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
And we got everything back at Oskaloosa High School. Had a little technical trouble getting the national anthem played, so some folks in the crowd started to sing it. Then we got the recording of the Oskaloosa High School Choir, so we've got everything good to go here. And the Indians take the field here in the top of the first inning as they get ready to take on Mount Pleasant. Left-hander Tyler Miller is on the mound for Oskaloosa. This will be the first game that he has pitched this season. A year ago, Tyler was 3-0 with 1 save and a 2.60 earned run average. He's pitched in 10 games, started 7, went 29 2/3 innings. He allowed 30 hits, walked 20, and struck out 32. He and the Indians would like to try to see that number of walks cut down to the ratio per inning as we get going here. And Mount Pleasant get ready to bat here. They are in a 3-game losing streak. The Indians a 1-game losing streak. And again, the Indians want to get back on a winning run with 3 conference games coming up this week. 2 at Dallas Center Grimes on Wednesday and 1 at Newton on Friday. Oskaloosa High School field, plenty of room in foul territory. I thought Knoxville's last week was pretty big. I walked off and it's about 50 feet from the foul line to the perimeter fencing. So plenty of room for outfielders and infielders to chase down foul pop-ups. Also, on the other hand, for a hitter, anything hit down the line that veers into foul territory could be a long run for an outfielder to try to get to. And with the speed the Indians have, that could be to their advantage. Let's take a look at the keys of the game, brought to you by Craig Ford in Oskaloosa. The Indians should be patient at the plate. While Nick Coble, I'm guessing, had some really good stuff to throw 5 hitless, scoreless innings in his first outing. He also walked 6 batters. So he could be a little bit on the wild side. And the first pitch from Tyler Miller is in there for a called strike to Corbin Brooker, the shortstop. We don't have any statistics available for Mount Pleasant this season. Brooker, a right-handed batter, on the short side, standing, looks about 5'6" or so. Next pitch is a fastball inside 1-1. Another key to the game would be don't be afraid to run. The Indians have been very good at that. 14 of 18 in stolen base tries this season. The 1-1 from Miller is outside 2-1. Pitcher Nick Coble and third baseman Clayton Lowry next to bat for Mount Pleasant here on the top of the first. Broker's 2-1 swing, a grounder toward the hole, cut by the third baseman Van Veldhuizen, fires a rocket to first in time for the out. Oskaloosa defensively has Charlie North catching, Colton Butler at first base, Will Schultz at second, Ryan Yates at short, and Noah Van Veldhuizen at third. The outfield from left to right, Nick Dykstra, Wyatt Creer, and Cole Kraber. Now the pitcher Nick Coble stands in, left-hand hitter. He was about 1.5 feet taller than the leadoff man Broker, and Coble looks at ball 1 now, a swing and a miss, strike 2. Indians defensively, Kraber a little bit toward the line. All right, here's a swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-2 on Nick Coble. Indians not that deep in the outfield. Coble stands back in the left-hand batter's box, looks at one that bounces outside 2-2. Mount Pleasant, a name that should get some pleasant memories for Oskaloosa fans, because it was there that the Indians won their Sub-A championship, beating Fairfield, which allowed the Indians to go on to the state 3A basketball tournament and eventually win it. Miller's next pitch was well outside, and the count goes full 3-2 to Nick Coble. Tall left-hand batter stands in, and the next pitch is outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk for Mount Pleasant. They have their first runner of the game on. This brings up third baseman Clayton Lowry. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher.
Courtesy runner is number 17, Cooper Kilgore for the Panthers.
Cooper Kilgore, a freshman, coming in to be the courtesy runner for the pitcher. High school baseball, there are courtesy runners for the pitcher and the catcher. All the better to speed up the game. So for the Indians, the keys, be patient at the plate and don't be afraid to run. And work on the defense. Our keys to the game brought to you by Craig Ford in Oskaloosa. And the pitch gets away from the catcher north, and that will allow the courtesy runner to get all the way to second.
Runner advances to second base. Ball gets away from the catcher. Still one out.
Ball 1 the count to Clayton Lowry. Next pitch is a fastball, bounces in 2-0. Tyler has started to get into a bit of a negative rut here. Did well with his first few pitches. And now missing inside again with a fastball, 3-0. First baseman Jackson Hoyle on deck for Mount Pleasant. Panthers batting top of the first. Coble, the runner at second. Courtesy runner at second, and one away, and the next pitch is inside, ball 4. So Lowry walks on 4 pitches. So Mount Pleasant with men on first and second and 1 out. This brings up first baseman Jackson Hoyle. Hoyle, a right-hand batter. First name spelled Jackson. Nice breeze blowing, seems like it's out toward left field. Miller from the stretch. And the first pitch inside for ball 1. Indians not holding with the runner Lowry at first. And there's a called strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-1. Runners take their leads at first and second. The 1-1. Inside corner, got it, 1-2. That was right at the knees. It would have been a tough pitch for Hoyle to make contact with. Miller takes a look at second. Here's the 1-2. Outside 2-2. Second baseman Bryce Anderson looking to get a chance to hit for Mount Pleasant. He's in the on-deck circle. 2-2 to the count on Jackson Hoyle. And timeout called as Miller steps off the rubber. Hoyle, right-handed batter, stands back in the batter's box. The 2-2, swinging a fly ball in the right field. Coming in to get it is Cole Kraber, and he will get it for the out. Throw into the infield, and all the runners are back to their bases. Cole Kraber coming in made a nice grab for the second out. Mount Pleasant still with men on first and second, now 2 away, and second baseman Bryce Anderson stands in. Anderson, another right-handed hitter. Miller's first pitch inside ball 1. Seems like Tyler's mostly going with fastballs here in this opening inning. The 1-0, swinging a grounder slowly towards second. Moving toward the first base bag is Schultz, who'll throw to first in time to end the inning. Mount Pleasant don't get any runs or hits. They did have 2 walks, and those 2 runners are left on base. After a half inning, Mount Pleasant nothing. Oskaloosa comes to bat. We're back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Keep up to date on what's going on at the Quincy Place Mall in Ottumwa by joining our text club today. Simply text QPM to 64600. You will receive reminders of our sidewalk sales and other events. Also, when you join our text club, you will be entered for a chance to win a gift certificate. So join our text club today. Text QPM to 64600, and don't forget to like us on Facebook. We'll see you at the Quincy Place Mall at 1110 North Quincy Avenue in Ottumwa.
Oskaloosa Vision Center's hometown doctors have strong roots in Oskaloosa and are dedicated to serving the community. We use state-of-the-art equipment to provide high-quality, professional eye care through comprehensive eye exams, medical care for eye infection and disease treatment, as well as emergency aid and pre- and post-operative care. With our large variety of prescription glasses, sunglasses, and contact lenses, we strive to meet the needs of all patients, from newborn to adult. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Indians avoid a threat on the top of the first after a couple of walks, but they get out of it. We are still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first, and the Indians will have their first chance to bat against left-hander Nick Coble. Coble, a left-hander, rather on the tall side. I'm going to guess about 6'4", 6'5". His first outing, again, 5 hitless, scoreless innings against Fort Madison, and he struck out 9 of those 5 innings, but he also walked 6, and that's what led to him being pulled from the game, and a game that Mount Pleasant would go on to lose. Now Wyatt Creer stands in for the Indians at the center fielder. Left-hand batter with an open stance. The first pitch is in for strike 1. Wyatt 5 for 11 on the season. No home runs, 4 runs batted in, 2 doubles among his 5 hits, and he's also 3 for 3 on the bases. The 0-1. Creer got jammed a little bit that and fouled it back into the screen, and the count goes 0-2. Wyatt Creer, Ryan Yates, and Tyler Miller, the hitters for Oskaloosa. In the bottom of the first, we're still scoreless. Coble's 0-2 changed speed a little bit on that one and went outside, 1-2. Maybe hoping Wyatt would try to chase that one. Coble's 1-2, that was high, 2-2. Looked like an off-speed pitch and just kind of floated in there a little bit, and it just stayed high and didn't drop down into the strike zone. The 2-2 to Creer, inside pitch, swinging and a miss, strike 3. So Nick Coble starts off with a strikeout. 1 up and 1 down for Oskaloosa. This brings up shortstop Ryan Yates. Ryan 5 for 12 this season. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. 2 of his 5 hits have been doubles. Ryan part of something unusual in the second game of the Indians doubleheader at Knoxville last week. As Ryan looks at strike 1. Ryan was still on the mound. He was the starting pitcher and got the win in that second game. But the Indians had moved Tyler Miller to catcher. And Tyler is left-handed. Breaking ball floats way outside, 1-1. And as Tyler Miller was going to throw the ball to second, he accidentally hit Yates in his right calf. Next one got away from him, 2-1. Those last 2 pitches from Coble just sailing well out of the strike zone. But anyway, Ryan Yates got hit on the right calf, and he looked like he was in some awful agony. He finished the inning on the mound as he looks at a pitch inside 3-1. And I talked to him before the game. He said it was just a little bruise and it's getting better. I don't know what his definition of little is because it seems like it covered his whole calf, but it is getting back to normal colors as Yates takes ball 4 and the Indians have a man on with 1 out. Man, friendly fire is something you don't expect on the baseball field. Getting hit in the leg by your own catcher. Now Tyler Miller, the pitcher, comes in for Oskaloosa, right-hand batter. Yates taking his lead off first. Coble out of the stretch, deals a fastball in for strike 1. Tyler 4 for 12 on the season. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. He's got a double and a triple among his 4 hits so far in the early going this year. Ryan Yates yet to try to steal a base this season. Gets a couple of steps lead off first. Jackson Hoyle holding with him at first. Now a throw to first, and Ryan will get back standing. Dalton Gardner is the catcher for Mount Pleasant. Jackson Hoyle at first. Bryce Anderson at second. Corbin Broker at short, and Clayton Lowry at third. The outfield from left to right, Chase Williamson, Chase Lamb, and Trace White. The 0-1, Miller grounds it to short. picked up by Broker. Throw to second for one. Relay not in time as Tyler Miller, who runs very well, able to beat the throw. So Yates retired. Miller is the runner at first on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for Oskaloosa, Noah Van Veldhuizen, the third baseman. Noah, a junior, 2 for 12 on the year, no homers or RBI. Now Tyler Miller, a more likely to steal. He's 3 of 5. Swing and a foul popped over and out of here for strike one. Indians not using a courtesy runner for pitcher Tyler Miller because of his great speed. No score, Indians batting. Bottom of the first. A runner on first and 2 down. Throw to first and Miller trots back to the base. Mount Pleasant deep in the outfield and left. And a little bit at center and in a couple of steps more in right field. And Lamb, the center fielder, a couple of steps over toward left center. The 0-1 pitch outside 1-1. Right fielder Cole Kraber on deck for the Indians. Coble stopping around on the mound a little bit. Now gets on the rubber, takes his sign. Miller goes, the 1-1 pitch grounded into the hole towards second. The second baseman up with it in time for the out. It almost seemed like a perfect hit and run situation as the second baseman Anderson was running toward the second base bag, but the ball that Van Veldhuizen hit ended up being right at him. And that will retire the side. The Indians, no runs, no hits. They did get a walk, and there's one runner left. After one inning, Mount Pleasant nothing, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE FM in Oskaloosa and the No Coast Network.
Last year, the Bank Iowa team completed almost 9,000 community service hours. Oofta! That's more hours than a year contains. It's refreshing to see a bank that cares. That's actually why I chose to bank with Bank Iowa. They're a local bank that invests in community, and the community that matters most is the one that we're both a part of. Visit your local Bank Iowa location to learn more about our personal, commercial, and agricultural banking services, or go online to bankiowa.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Van Wilden, your local expert at Malcolm Lumber. At Malcolm Lumber, we pride ourselves in being your local lumberyard. We boast competitive prices that you find at the big box stores and unmatched service that the big box stores can't provide. Our one-on-one service is what sets us apart. Our knowledgeable experts are here ready to help build you a better future. And thanks to the community for having us all these years.
You can continue to find Malcolm Lumber at our 3 locations in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is here for you, start to finish.
Indians and Mount Pleasant scoreless after 1 inning. We go to the top of the second. And center fielder Chase Lamb will stand in. He is a senior right-hand batter. His father is Scott Lamb, the athletic director at Mount Pleasant. Lamb followed by Trace White and Dalton Gardner, the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Mount Pleasant in the top of the second. Lamb swings at Tyler Miller's first pitch, fouls it over and back and out of here for strike one. Both teams looking for their first hit of the evening. Well, it's a very nice night so far. Next pitch bounces in to Lamb, and the count goes 1-1. Tyler making his first pitching appearance of the season. The left-hander's 1-1. Off-speed pitch just missed high, 2-1. Indians most likely looking at going with Ryan Yates, Colton Butler, and Wyatt Creer for the conference games coming up tomorrow and Friday. Next pitch to Lamb is away 3-1. The 3-1 fastball count the inside corner 3-2. Charlie North gives the sign. Payoff pitch. Off-speed pitch, high ball 4. Third walk Tyler Miller has given up in 1+ inning of work. This will bring up the right fielder, Trace White, a senior. And another right-hand batter. Swing of the first pitch, foul back into the screen for strike 1. Colton Butler at first base, holding with the runner, Chase Lamb. White, right-hand batter, stands tall in the batter's box. Throw to first. Lamb gets back safely. A nice scoop of a low throw by first baseman Colton Butler. Miller with a look at first. The 0-1 pitches inside, and the runner will go and will make it with a stolen base.
Lamb steals second. Pitch in the dirt. Count 1-1.
So the count goes 1-1 to Trace White. Now, once again, Mount Pleasant with a runner in scoring position, this time with nobody out. Miller look at second. The 1-1 swung on, popped into foul territory on the left side, and Noah Van Veldhuizen makes the grab for out number 1.
For the first out of the inning, brings to the plate.
And this is where having all that foul territory comes in handy, because that was not a high pop-up, but it was hit hard. And Van Veldhuizen with some good quick reflexes to get over there in time to make the catch for the first out of the top of the second. Now catcher Dalton Gardner stands in, a sophomore. Right-hand batter. Lamb with a leadoff second, a swing on a foul at the plate for strike 1. Left fielder Chase Williamson, the number 9 hitter, is on deck for Mount Pleasant. No score, top of the second. And the coach, Brent Broker, coming in from the third base coaching box to have a word with the umpire about something. I'm guessing there's a disagreement on whether the pitch was a strike or not. It seemed like the batter had got a piece of the bat on it. Miller looks at Lamb on second. The 0-1 in there for strike 2. Dalton Gardner, again, right-handed batter, stands tall in the box. The 0-2 from Tyler Miller, off-speed pitch, fouled out of here, sliced to the right, and the count holds 0-2. All 3 base runners Mount Pleasant has had so far in this game have been from walks. Miller with a look at second. The 0-2, fastball inside, and it gets away from the catcher Charlie North, and Lamb will be able to go to third.
Lamb advances to third base on the pass ball.
And that'll be a pass ball, because while the pitch was a little bit inside, it was catchable. And Charlie North just kind of lost control of it. So Lamb now at third with 1 away. The 1-2 to Gardner, swing and lofted a short foul to the third base side toward the Mount Pleasant dugout, and the count holds again at 1-2. Indians have Butler up on the grass at first. The 1-2 swung, popped high in the air. North racing to the screen, and he will not get it. Foul ball, count holds at 1-2. As Dalton Gardner hanging in there for Mount Pleasant. Indians not terribly deep in the outfield for Gardner. Lamb with a leadoff third, just a step or so. Miller with a long look. The 1-2. Inside 2-2. Nice block this time by Charlie North to keep the ball from getting behind him and perhaps giving Mount Pleasant a run. Lamb started this inning with a walk. He stole second, went to third on a pass ball. The 2-2, high 3-2. So Miller had been ahead 0-2 on Gardner. Now the count runs full. One away, top of the second, no score. Mount Pleasant with a runner on third and one out. The payoff pitch again bounces in, ball 4. Fourth walk that Tyler Miller has allowed so far, and we've gone just an inning in the third. And a courtesy runner will come in for Mount Pleasant for the catcher.
Courtesy running number 16, Will Edeker.
And that will be Will Edeker. Coming in to run at first base. Lamb remains the runner on third as the Indians huddle around Coach Bill Allman on the mound. This brings up the number 9 hitter for Mount Pleasant, left fielder Chase Williamson, a sophomore. Left-hand batter waiting to step into the box. Indians have Van Veldhuizen up on the grass at third. Butler is holding with the runner and Edeker at first. And timeout called as Chase Williamson wants to have a word with his coach Brent Broker, or vice versa. Gee, they had all that time while the Indians were on the mound. You'd think they could have got their message across then. Edeker off first, Lamb off third. With one out, first pitch to Williamson is in for strike one. Van Veldhuizen up on the infield grass. He's off the line a little bit. Middle infield halfway. The 0-1 high and away 1-1. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM in Oskaloosa. Joe Lancello with you from Oskaloosa High School. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. As Tyler Miller, the left-hander, having a little trouble finding the strike zone here. The 2-1, outside 3-1. Nice reaching stab by catcher Charlie North to keep that one from getting to the backstop. Williamson, left-hand batter, slightly open stance, swing and a miss. Count goes full 3-2. Runners take their leads off first and third. Miller's 3-2 pitch, outside ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Williamson walks to load the bases for
The third walk of this inning that Tyler Miller has allowed, the fifth in this game.
number 1, shortstop.
And Bill Allman
Broker.
comes back to the mound. There was no activity in the Oskaloosa bullpen, so it seems we're going to have some musical chairs on the field, as the Indians will make a pitching change. We're in the top of the second inning. One out, bases loaded, Mount Pleasant threatening in a scoreless game. We'll be back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hello, this is Wade Davidson, owner of Rock Island Tap, and I want to invite you to come down and check out the tap. We are excited to offer you 59 various beer selections, including 24 craft and domestic beers. We not only offer unique beers, but we can get you mixed drinks, wine, and my famous vodka and Jameson Bloody Marys. We are looking forward to offering lots of events and live music. You're going to want to keep updated on all activities and live music, so be sure to like us on Rock Island Tap Facebook page or call 641-676-ROCK for more information. Come on down to the Rock Island Tap, relax, and enjoy a few with us.
Craig Ford is more than just the name of our business. It's my name and my reputation. Craig Ford is committed to providing you with the highest in customer service and the peace of mind in knowing we won't be beat on price. Check out our website at craigford.com and compare our prices with our competitors. Craig Ford won't be beat on price. Let me say that one more time. Craig Ford won't be beat on price.
The new pitcher for Oskaloosa is Cole Kraber, who is moving in from right field. Tyler Miller will most likely move into the outfield. The question is whether he'll go to right or to center. Tyler back from the Oskaloosa dugout to get his glove. I imagine he uses a different one for pitching than he does for playing in the outfield. So Tyler Miller will move into center field, and Wyatt Creer will move from center to right. Cole Kraber, this is his third appearance of the season. No wins or losses. He's got a save. 3 1/3 innings pitched. He hasn't given up a hit. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Kraber, the right-hander, out of the stretch. And his first pitch to Corbin Broker is inside for ball 1. Broker grounded to third his first time up. Tyler Miller, in an inning and a third, allowed no hits, 5 walks, and he's responsible for all 3 Mount Pleasant runners on base. The next pitch from Kraber is in the dirt, 2-0. Mount Pleasant looking to break open a scoreless game here in the top of the second. Lamb is on third, Edeker on second, Williamson on first with 1 out. Kraber's 2-0. Took a little something off it. It's in there for strike 1, 2-1. Tyler Miller in center field, a little bit on the shallow side. Off speed. Looked like a slider coming in from Kraber. That missed, 3-1. So Mount Pleasant 1 pitch away from getting the first run of the game. The 3-1, high ball 4, and Mount Pleasant scoring a bases loaded walk. Broker with a run batted in. Lamb comes in to score from third. Edeker moves to third. Williamson to second. Bases still loaded for Mount Pleasant in the top of the second. They've got a 1-0 lead. 1 out, and now Nick Coble, the pitcher, stands in. He walked his first time up. First pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Indians again average maybe a little bit shallow in the outfield for the left-handed hitter. Another off-speed pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Cole Kraber, when he throws, his hat will occasionally come off. Guy best known for doing that was a guy in the 60s, maybe better known as an author, Jim Bouton, who wrote the classic Ball 4. The 0-2, swing, hit a fly into center field. Miller is going back, moving toward left center, and he will make the catch. And no attempt to try to score from the runner on third as the throw comes into the plate on a bounce. A nice throw by Tyler Miller there for the second out. So Mount Pleasant still with the bases loaded now, 2 out. And this brings up third baseman Clayton Lowry, who walked his first time up. Mount Pleasant has received 5 walks so far in the game. We're in the top of the second. Still scoreless. Lowry, right-handed hitter against the right-handed throwing Cole Kraber, still working out of the stretch, and he throws strike 1. Ball 4, of course, a diary of the 1969 season, the only season that turned out of the Seattle Pilots. Swing a grounder slowly towards second. Schultz up with it, throws to first in time for the out, and the Indians thankful that they only give up a run. Mount Pleasant scores once, no hits. They had 4 walks. There were no errors, and they leave the bases loaded. Mount Pleasant has stranded 5 through 2 innings of batting. Our score after an inning and a half, Mount Pleasant 1, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
My name is Luke Harris, and I'm proud to be a local farmer. Partnering with Flight and State Bank helps me in my farming enterprise to make sound day-to-day decisions from a financial perspective because they provide the financial stability and advice that I need to run my business the way it needs to be ran.
Staying healthy has just gotten quicker and easier. Pella Regional Health Center's walk-in clinic is there when you need it. And now you can reserve your spot with convenient online reservations. Goodbye waiting room. Hello walk-in reservations. Go to www.pellahealth.org/walk-in to reserve your spot at Pella Regional's walk-in clinic. Pella Regional Health Center, providing healthcare and healing services with Christian compassion.
Mount Pleasant taking advantage of wildness from Oskaloosa pitching. They get a run. Thanks to 4 walks in that second inning, they've walked 6 times in this game. And it's a 1-0 Mount Pleasant lead, but the Panthers weren't able to get a base hit when they needed to. Otherwise, they could have really broke things open. Indians bat now at the bottom of the second. Now the pitcher, Cole Kraber, stands in. He looks at a pitch well high, ball 1. Cole 5 for 11 on the season, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in, the only home run the Indians have so far this season. He's scored 7 times and is 3 of 4 as a base stealer. Kraber, right-hand batter, against the left-hander Nick Coble. Swing and a miss. Count evens 1-1. Nice pitch coming in from Coble, took something off that one. Cole Kraber, Charlie North, Colton Butler hit for the Indians in the bottom of the second. Kraber swings and fouls one into the screen, and now the count is 1-2. Indians trailing 1-0. A bases loaded walk by Corbin Broker brought in the only run on the top of this inning. Kraber looks at a fastball outside 2-2. While Pleasant straight away in the outfield, a little bit shallow and right. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Nick Coble. 1 up and 1 down for the Indians in the bottom of the second. This brings up catcher Charlie North. The freshman 5 for 14 so far this season. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. Charlie replacing a graduated senior, and doing a nice job so far. He looks at ball 1 outside. Right-hand batter, open stance. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. When I say open stance, that means his body is open toward the pitcher. For North being a right-handed batter, his front foot is back a little bit from his right foot as he looks at a ball inside 2-1. And so his body is open toward the pitcher, as opposed to having his legs even. Here's a swing and a grounder to third. Fielded on a hop by Lowry. Throw to first in time for the out. That's out number 2.
Nice play by Lowry at third base.
This brings up first baseman Colton Butler for the Indians. Colton 2 for 8 on the season. No homers, 2 RBI. 2 for 2 as a base stealer. Colton, a junior, strong left-hand batter. Stands kind of close to the plate. Coble, the left-hander, deals high, ball 1. Indians looking to get something going, trailing 1-0, bottom of the second. Next pitch from Coble to Butler is high, 2-0. Williamson in left field is a little bit deep, so he's expecting Butler to go the other way. Next pitch is outside, 3-0. And the outfield for Mount Pleasant as a whole is deep. The 3-0. Off-speed pitch in for a strike, 3-1. 2 down, Indians trailing 1-0. Bottom of the second, nobody on. Colton Butler looking to change that, as the count to him is 3-1. Second baseman Will Schultz is on deck. Coble's pitch is high, ball 4. So the Indians get their second walk of the day. And Butler is the runner on first with 2 down. Now Will Schultz, the freshman second baseman, stands in. Will 2 for 9 on the season. No homers, 1 run batted in. Game number 5 of the season for the Indians. Coble out of the stretch. Throws strike 1. Will right-handed batter fakes a bunt. The pitch is outside 1-1. Coach Bill Allman in the third base coaching box. Having a look. Butler with his leadoff first. Schultz faking a bunt. And this one is called a strike. No, beg your pardon, it's outside 2-1. Terry Harding, the home plate umpire today, and Danny Miller is the base umpire. Cobal's 2-1 is outside 3-1. Coble, as I mentioned, had some control issues of his own. 6 walks in his first outing of the season in 5 innings. The 3-1, that floats way outside ball 4. So the Indians getting back-to-back walks with 2 out. Butler to second, Schultz on first, and now the number 9 hitter for the Indians, left fielder Nick Dykstra. Nick, a senior, 1 for 8 so far this season, no homers or RBI. He's been hit by pitches twice. Again, it's a small sample size, just our 5th game of the year. And now timeout called as Brent Broker, the Mount Pleasant coach, comes out of the dugout to have a word with his pitcher, his infielder, and his catcher. Infielders. Man, with all these huddles, it seems like it's football season almost, doesn't it? But we got a long way to go for that. Of course, we'll be your home for Oskaloosa Indians football all season on KBOE-FM. And we'll have our game of the week every Friday on our sister station, KMZN AM and FM. Mount Pleasant break their huddle. Indians with Butler on second, Schultz at first, 2 down, bottom of the second. Indians down 1-0. And right-handed batting Nick Dykstra stands in. Lefty Nick Coble out of the stretch. And a swing and a miss on a fastball. 0-1. Right fielder Wyatt Creer on deck for the Indians, hoping to get a turn here in the bottom of the second, with his team trailing 1-0. Coble strike 1 pitch, swing and a drive into left center field. Coming in as a left fielder, Williamson to make the grab. And in the inning, Oskaloosa, no runs, no hits, a couple of walks, no errors, 2 left. The Indians have stranded 3. 2 complete. Mount Pleasant 1, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
For all your home and business pest management needs, call Certified Pest Control of Oskaloosa. Beth and I offer better prices, better service, same-day responses, and satisfaction guaranteed. We are the only pest control company locally owned and operated. Remember, termites on your property will lead to wood structural damage. So call now for your termite inspection and ask about termite pre-treatment of new construction. We also offer bed bug heat treatments. For seasonal or monthly pest control at the guaranteed lowest prices in the area, call Certified Pest Control, 641-295-0700. We are licensed to kill.
After 2 innings from Oskaloosa, Mount Pleasant with a run, no hits, no errors. Oskaloosa, no runs, no hits, no errors. The base paths have been used quite frequently thanks to 6 walks by Oskaloosa pitching. Now here's a swing and a drive to right field. Will drop in front of the right fielder. Creer for a base hit. The ball gets behind him, but dies in the grass, and Jackson Hoyle will have a leadoff single. That's the first hit of the game for either team. I was going to say Mount Pleasant batters have walked 6 times. Oskaloosa batters have walked 3 times through the first 2 innings. And Hoyle, who flied to right his first time out, has a leadoff single. Now Mount Pleasant second baseman Bryce Anderson stands in. He grounded to second his first time out. And he looks at a pitch high from Cole Kraber. High for ball 1. The final line on Oskaloosa starter Tyler Miller, and inning in the third, no hits, 1 run it was earned. He walked 5, struck out no one. Righty to righty, swing and a miss by Anderson. Count evens 1-1. Dykstra in left field, the deepest of the Oskaloosa outfielders. Both Miller and center and Creer and Wright in a little bit. And an off-speed pitch, a check swing. And base umpire Danny Miller says Anderson did not go around, so the count goes 2-1. Hoyle with a short lead off first. The 2-1 off-speed pitch gets away from the catcher North. It'll go to the backstop, and Hoyle will go to second.
Runner advances to second on the ball of the fence. Bring to the count to 3-1.
Pitch was a little in the dirt. Charlie North troubles blocking that one. It'll go to the screen. Hoyle's on second now with nobody out, and a 3-1 count on Bryce Anderson. The right-hander deals high ball 4. So Mount Pleasant, with runners on first and second, nobody out here in the top of the third. They're up 1-0. And this will bring up center fielder Chase Lamb, who walked and scored the only run of the game last inning. Lamb, a right-handed batter against the right-hander Kraber, who works from the stretch and deals a pitch just low ball 1. Mount Pleasant looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Oskaloosa looking to snap a 1-game losing streak. Kraber deals, pitches bunted, fouled to the left. Count evens 1-1. Colton Butler at first base for Oskaloosa, not holding with the runner Anderson. He is up on the edge of the grass. Now expecting the bunt. And second baseman Will Schultz pulled over as though a left-handed batter were hitting. So quite a bit of room over the middle. Fakes a bunt, and that is a strike 1-2. Right fielder Trace White on deck for Mount Pleasant. Panthers up 1-0. Runners at first and second. The 1-2 in there for strike 3 called. Colton Butler with his first strikeout of the game. One down for Mount Pleasant in the top of the third. This brings up right fielder Trace White, who fouled to third his first time up. Hoyle the runner off second. Anderson the runner off first. Indians again not holding with the runner at first. Pitches in the dirt, blocked nicely by North. 1-0. Schultz moving over toward the second base bag, like as though a pickoff play might be coming. The 1-0 pitch is inside 2-0. Indians shallow in the outfield. White, right-hand batter, swing and a miss, 2-1. Hoyle off second, Anderson off first. The 2-1, off-speed pitch just missed inside, 3-1. Throwing strikes has been a problem today for both sides. The 3-1, outside ball 4, and the bases are loaded again for Mount Pleasant. A leadoff single and now 2 walks load the bases with 1 away. Brings up catcher Dalton Gardner, who walked his first time up. Hoyle the runner on third, Anderson now at second, White is at first. Indians up on the grass at first and third. Double play depth in the middle. Here's a swing and a foul over the screen, out of here, strike 1. Someone once asked what is the best pitcher could have. The answer was strike 1. Next pitch is low, 1-1. Bottom line, the better for a pitcher if he's ahead of the hitter in the count. Kraber, the right-hander, out of the stretch. Looks at the loaded bases. Throws off speed, just missed high, 2-1. Mount Pleasant with a run in the second, and here they've got the bases loaded on the top of the third with just one out. Gardner looks at ball 3 high, and the count goes 3-1. And Mount Pleasant again 1 pitch away from bringing another run. Kraber deals a 3-1. Inside ball 4, and that will score a run. Gardner will get a walk with a run batted in. Hoyle comes in to score from third. Anderson moves over to third. White to second. And we will see another courtesy runner. Actually, the same courtesy runner, Will Edeker, at first, coming in to run for Dalton Gardner. 4 walks against Kraber so far, and 9 as a team for Mount Pleasant off Oskaloosa pitching. And Coach Bill Ullman comes out of the first base dugout to have a talk with his pitcher and his infielders and his catcher. There is a little activity in the Oskaloosa bullpen. There is a right-hander throwing. This brings up Chase Williamson, the number 9 hitter for Mount Pleasant. The Panthers are up 2-0 with the bases loaded and 1 out. Looks at a strike. Kraber is allowed a leadoff single and 3 walks, sandwiched around a strikeout. Here's a swing grounder past the first baseman Butler down the right field line for a base hit. 2 runs are in. Make that 3 runs. No, check that. 2 runs are in. Gardner will, or Edeker will go from first to third. Anderson and White score. A 2-run single for Chase Williamson. Hit hard down the right field line, and Colton Butler wasn't able to get a glove on it. And it's now 4-0 in favor of Mount Pleasant. And still just 1 out here on the top of the third. Corbin Broker, the shortstop, stands in. He's grounded out and walked. His walk in the second inning forced in a run. First pitch is low ball 1. Just the second hit of the day for Mount Pleasant, but they've been helped by 9 walks. The 1-0 in for a strike, 1-1. Very nice evening. Partly cloudy sky, swinging a drive to the left, that will go foul. Count goes 1-2. Pitch was on the inner part of the plate, and Broker got around on it, but just hit it foul. 1-2. Edeker on third, Williamson on first with 1 out. Mount Pleasant up 4-0. Off-speed pitch, just missed inside and high. 2-2, and while the Indians weren't paying attention, Williamson will go from first to second with a stolen base. So 2 men in scoring position now for Mount Pleasant with still 1 out. The 2-2 swung grounded toward third. Van Veldhuizen lets the ball get by him. That'll be an error. 1 run is in. A throw to third as the runner went a little bit too far around the bag. He is safe. And on the throw, Broker will go to second. Edeker will score to make it 5-0. Williamson will go to third. And Broker the runner on second. Still just 1 out, as Mount Pleasant has scored 4 times here on the top of the third. Pitcher Nick Coble stands in and looks at ball 1. Coble, the 8th man to bat this inning for Mount Pleasant. Panthers leading Oskaloosa 5-0 in the top of the third. Swing, foul at the plate. Count evens 1-1. Coble has walked and fly to center. Cole Kraber in relief of starter Tyler Miller, the 1-1. Hit high and foul to the left out of play, 1-2. Third baseman Clayton Lowry on deck for Mount Pleasant. Coble, left-handed batter, facing the right-hander Kraber, who now steps off the rubber. Williamson on third, Broker on second, with just one out. And a pitch just low, 2-2. Coble, the eighth man to bat for Mount Pleasant here in the top of the third. Kraber out of the stretch. 2-2, fouled off at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. Again, the Indians have a doubleheader tomorrow at Dallas Center Grimes. 5:30, the first pitch of that one. We will not have a radio broadcast of that. We will be with you on the air Friday from Newton. Next pitch is low and inside, and the count goes full to Coble, 3-2. Runners take their leads off second and third. Kraber's 3-2, swinging a foul into the screen, and will do it again. Whoever was throwing in the Oskaloosa bullpen has now sat down and come back to the dugout. Indians want to stop the bleeding here. They've given up 4 this inning and trail Mount Pleasant 5-0. Runners on second and third. 3-2 to Coble. Off-speed pitch, pop, foul to the left, and that will go out of play. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Plenty of opportunities for kids in the stands to go after the foul balls. 3-2 again. Swing and blooped into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and that'll be it as the throw comes into second. Coble with an RBI single to center brings home Williamson with the 5th run of the inning and the 6th of the game for Mount Pleasant, and Broker will go to third.
Clayton Lowry, number 20, the third baseman.
And now we'll have a courtesy runner for pitcher Nick Coble.
Number 17, Cooper Kelgord.
This will be Cooper Keldgard, a freshman who came in to run earlier for Coble in the game. Now third baseman Clayton Lowry stands in. He has walked and grounded to second. 6-0 Mount Pleasant here in the top of the third. Kraber from the stretch throws low, gets away briefly from North. That will allow Keldgord to go to second, while Broker holds at third. So Mount Pleasant again able to get runners in scoring position, and Bill Allman, the Oskaloosa coach, coming out of the dugout again. And we have right-hander Jarrett Zerwinski coming into the game for the Indians. And we'll see what other position switches we have when we come back. We have a pitching change here in the top of the third. Mount Pleasant with 5 runs in. Runners on second and third, just 1 out, and Mount Pleasant leading Oskaloosa 6-0. We'll be back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No-Coast Network.
Hi, I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Amber Coffee.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Brandon Kane.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Jennifer Main.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Jason Rosenboom.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Austin Norris.
If your saving for retirement strategy involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," you need to talk with an Edward Jones Financial Advisor. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. For sound financial advice, contact your local Edward Jones professional today. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Water is more than just a source of life. We have fun with it, clean with it, grow with it, save lives with it. How water gets to us is rarely ever thought about. But at Clow Valve Company, water is never taken for granted. We design and build some of the most advanced water valves and hydrants in the world from one of the cleanest, greenest, and safest facilities in the United States. Clow Valve Company, it's more.
Freshman right-hander Jarrett Zerwinski is on the mound for Oskaloosa, taking his warm-up tosses. Jarrett making his second appearance of the season. He pitched in the second game last Wednesday. The first pitch to Clayton Lowry is inside for ball one. Lowry has walked and grounded to second. Keldgard off second, Broker off third. Next pitch is low. 2-0. Indians have given up 5 runs here in the top of the third. They trail Mount Pleasant 6-0. Zerwinski's 2-0 in for a strike, 2-1. Jarrett, a freshman, slightly built. But the ball seems to have a little something on it when he throws it. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on an inside pitch. Count goes 2-2 to Clayton Lowry. Jackson Hoyle, who started this inning, looking to bat again in the top of the third for Mount Pleasant. Runners lead off second. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch by Zerwinski. Had Lowry fooled for the second out of the inning. This brings up first baseman Jackson Hoyle, who singled and scored to start this third inning. Prior to that, he'd flied out. Hoyle, right-handed batter, looks at an off-speed pitch just inside ball one. Broker on third. Coble would be on second. He's got a courtesy runner, Cooper Keldgard. 1-0 is low, blocked by North, 2-0. Shirley's had to do a lot of blocking at the plate tonight. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Indians try to get out of this third inning. They've given up 5 runs, and Mount Pleasant has men on second and third with 2 away. The 2-1 pitch, low, 3-1. Second baseman Bryce Anderson on deck for the Panthers in what has been a long third inning for Oskaloosa. The 3-1, missed ball 4. So Zerwinski issues his first walk, and the bases are loaded again.
Hoyle walks to load the bases for the Panthers, brings to the plate number 5, Bryce Anderson, the second baseman.
This brings up second baseman Bryce Anderson, who stands in with the bases loaded and 2 out. Anderson walked and scored earlier this inning and grounded to second. Here's a ball hit slowly toward the hole. Yates up with it, throws to second in time for the out.
The Indians get the force out at second for the last out of the inning.
And like they said in the old aftershave commercials, thanks, we needed that. As Mount Pleasant in the third score 5 times on 3 hits. There were also 3 walks and 1 Oskaloosa error. And Mount Pleasant left the bases loaded. They've stranded 8th through 3 innings of batting. Our score now after 2.5, Mount Pleasant 6, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE FM and the No Coast Network.
Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia is dedicated to providing their customers with friendly service. Falvey Lumber and Hardware values your business and has made it their mission to provide reliable products and services with their customer-driven approach. Falvey's courteous professional team is able to support a range of services to meet your requirements. Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia. In Eddyville, call 969-4814 or Albia 932-2150.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Indians find themselves in a 6-0 hole as they come to bat in the bottom of the third. Mount Pleasant getting 5 runs last inning, courtesy of 3 hits, 3 walks, and an error. And a pitching change now for Mount Pleasant as they move Trace White to the mound from right field. And the first pitch to White, Creer, is grounded foul down the first base line for strike 1. Nick Coble has moved from the mound to first base. We'll get a chance at musical baseball players here in a second. Next pitch is an off-speed pitch, floats outside, 1-1. Jackson Hoyle, who was at first base, is now in right field. Swing and a foul off the end of the bat to the screen. Count goes 1-2 on Wyatt Creer, who struck out his first time up. So Nick Coble goes just 2 innings. Did not allow a hit or run. He did walk 3 and strike out 2. 1-2 to Creer, hit sharply towards second, moving over toward first to get it is the second baseman Anderson. He'll throw to first in time for the out. Nice play by Bryce Anderson. Moving to his left to get to that ball and throw to Coble in time for the out. 1 up and 1 down for the Indians in the bottom of the third. And that brings up shortstop Ryan Yates, who looks at ball 1. Ryan walked his first time up. Senior right-hand batter, slightly open stance, looks at a fastball inside 2-0. Indians are not going to be able to get all 6 runs back on one swing of the bat. It's going to take a while. Next pitch is low, 3-0 to Yates. Center fielder Tyler Miller on deck for Oskaloosa. Indians down 6-0, bottom of the third. Joe Lancello with you on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network. The 3-0 pitch in for a strike, 3-1. Mount Pleasant deep in the outfield, and middle infielders are at the edge of the grass. Here's a swing, a fly ball to right field over toward the line to make a reaching catch is Jackson Hoyle for out number 2. That'll bring up center fielder Tyler Miller, who reached on fielder's choice his first time up. Tyler, right-hand batter, looks at a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Because he didn't go 5 innings, Coble, the starter, would not be able to get credit for the win. Trace White looking to hold on to this, and maybe he can get one for himself as he throws a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Indians down 6-0, still looking for their first hit on that day. Swing and a ball down the right field line, just foul. Tyler hit that hard. And again, with the ball veering over into that vast foul territory in the right, and his speed, he certainly could have had a double off that. Mount Pleasant's outfield played to pull with Hoyle near the right field line. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. The center fielder Lamb is a couple of steps over toward left field, though. So anything hit over the second baseman's head could go all the way to the fence. The 2-2. Low and away, 3-2. Third baseman Noah Van Veldhuizen on deck for Oskaloosa. Indians looking to get something going as they trail 6-0, bottom 3. Swing a grounder to the shortstop. Broker has it. He'll throw in time for the out. 3 up and 3 down for Oskaloosa in the third. After 3, Mount Pleasant 6, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
See what See First has for you. Crazy good rates. Complete convenience. Cash for what you need. Capital to grow. Join the crowd. Try us. Join us. Because together is better.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Mount Pleasant bat to start the fourth inning, leading Oskaloosa 6-0. Panthers with one run in the second, 5 in the third. Chase Lamb, the center fielder, will stand up. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Mount Pleasant. Lamb followed by Trace White and Dalton Gardner. Jarrett Serwinski, the third Oskaloosa pitcher, swinging a ground ball. Hit to third. Van Veldhuizen up with it. Throws across in time for the out. Noah showing a pretty strong arm there. 1 up and 1 down for Mount Pleasant in the top of the fourth. Brings up the pitcher, Trace White, who has fouled to third and walked and scored. Final line on Oskaloosa starter Cole Kraber, 1 inning, or reliever Cole Kraber, I should say. 1 run, 3 hits. Allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He walked 4 and struck out 1. Zerwinski throws strike 1 to Trace White. Zerwinski, the right-hander, deals. Swing hit high in the air to the right side. Coming in as the right fielder, Wyatt Creer, to make the grab for out number 2. That's 2 up and 2 down for Mount Pleasant. This will bring up the catcher, Dalton Gardner, who has walked twice. Scored once and drove in a run with the bases low to walk. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Mount Pleasant has received 10 walks from Oskaloosa here so far, and we're in the top of the fourth inning. Zerwinski throws, swing, lined foul to the left. Count goes 0-2. You could hear the aluminum on that one. Gardner, right-hand batter. Looks for the right-hander, Zerwinski. Off-speed pitch. This is driven high to left field. Kraber going back, and he'll watch it go. Dalton Gardner clobbering one over the left field fence, a solo shot to make it a 7-0 lead for Mount Pleasant.
Number 6, Chase Williamson, left fielder.
Fourth hit of the day for Mount Pleasant, the first that Zerwinski has allowed. And I mentioned earlier that anything to go out in straightaway left field had got to be hit high, and this was. Got lost in the trees. This will bring up left fielder Chase Williamson for Mount Pleasant as they finish their third trip around the batting order here on the top of the fourth. Williamson has walked and hit a 2-run single his last time up, part of that 5-run third inning rally for Mount Pleasant. Williamson, a left-hand batter against the right-hander Jarrett Zerwinski, the third Oskaloosa pitcher today. First pitch just outside ball one. Indians in a couple of steps in the outfield all the way across. The 1-0 pitch inside for a strike, 1-1 on the inside part of the plate. Zerwinski working quickly. Swing and a foul to the left, out of play, well out of play. And the count goes 1-2. And the Indians would like to use as few pitchers as possible today because, again, they've got a doubleheader tomorrow against Dallas and Grimes. Those are conference games, and another conference game Friday at Newton. The 1-2, strike three called. Ball got away briefly from the catcher North, but he'll tag Williamson to end the fourth inning. Mount Pleasant with a run on one hit, the home run by Gardner. No errors, no one left. After 3.5, it's now Mount Pleasant 7, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
We all need help from time to time, especially during life's health transitions. Whether you're getting back on your feet or looking for a new place to call home, Care Initiatives is here. For over 25 years, we've helped Iowans maintain independence and quality of life. Rehabilitation, skilled nursing, long-term care, hospice care. No matter what life brings, our team of experts are ready. Care Initiatives for life's health transitions.
Fred's Muffler Shop in Oskaloosa has been a family-owned and operated business for over 55 years and is proud to support our community and the student athletes in it. Fred's Muffler provides their customers with bumper-to-bumper quality work done with hometown dependability and competitive prices. Come see what's new at Fred's Muffler Shop in the brand new showroom located at 1214 A Avenue West in Oskaloosa.
Back at Oskaloosa High School, the Indians batting in the bottom of the fourth inning, trailing Mount Pleasant 7-0. The Indians with the middle of their batting order up. Third baseman Noah Van Veldhuizen, left fielder Cole Kraber, and catcher Charlie North. Van Veldhuizen with a swing and a foul off the end of the bat for strike one from the first pitch from Trace White, who came in at relief last inning for the Mustangs. Or excuse me, the Panthers. I must be thinking of Southwest Minnesota State. They are Mustangs and also wear maroon and gold. White, the right-hander, deals 0-1 off-speed pitch. Noah swings and fouls that one out of here to the right, and the count goes 0-2. Noah grounded to second his first time up. The Indians need base runners and base runners in bunches. Trailing 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. White from the windup, swinging a foul into the screen, and the count still 0-2. Noah's fouled off every pitch he's seen from Trace White in this at-bat. Van Veldhuizen, right-hand batter. Stands back in the batter's box. The 0-2 swing, and this is belted into left center field. Going back into left center is the center fielder Lamb. Van Veldhuizen will be in a second with a leadoff double. Noah's second double of the season and the Indians' first hit of the evening. Noah with a good swing on that, hitting it into left center field where nobody could get it as it went all the way to the wall. Now left fielder Cole Kraber stands in with a runner on second, nobody out. First pitch low and outside, blocked well by the catcher Gardner for ball one. Cole struck out his first time up. Cole with 4 runs batted in, a chance to add another here with the runner on second, nobody out. Here's a swing. Squibber toward third, bobbled by the third baseman, and we're going to have runners on first and second. Lowry reached down for the ball and took his eyes off the ball as he was looking to see if Van Veldhuizen was going to try to advance from second. Van Veldhuizen didn't, and Lowry just didn't play that one well. Kraber is on by an error, the first for Mount Vernon today. So the Indians with a break there. Runners on first and second and no one out. And catcher Charlie North standing in. He bunts foul. At the plate, strike one. Charlie grounded to third his first time up. Indians had runners on first and second in the second inning with 2 out. After a couple of walks. Now the Indians again with men on first and second here in the bottom of the fourth. Looking to get on the scoreboard, trailing 7-0. White from the stretch. White fakes a bunt. And he went around, strike two. First baseman Colton Butler on deck for Oskaloosa. Van Veldhuizen on second. Kraber on first. Mount Pleasant out holding with the runner first. Here's a pickoff throw thrown to the shortstop, who was not on the second base bag. He was in his normal position. And Van Veldhuizen had to dive back safely. I'm guessing the logic behind that is maybe you see if the base runner is going to panic, but no, it didn't. Here's a swing and a miss by North, strike three. One down for the Indians in the bottom of the fourth. Runner still on first and second. That'll bring up first baseman Colton Butler. Butler walked his first time up. Butler, left-hand batter. Swings and pops it into the infield. Coming in from third base toward the pitcher's mound to spear the ball, make the catches. Clayton Lowry, the third baseman, for out number two. A soft liner handled by Lowry, making up for the error he made a couple of batters ago. That's two down for Oskaloosa in the bottom of the fourth. They still have runners on first and second, as second baseman Will Schultz stands in. Will swings the first pitch, hits it high in the air. The second base, or the shortstop, Broker calling everybody off to make the catch on the back of the grass to retire the side. So the Indians get the first two men on, courtesy of a hit and an error, and they're stranded. Indians have left 5 on base through 4 innings, and our score after 4 is Mount Pleasant 7, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute on KBOE FM in Oskaloosa and the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
After 4 innings, Mount Pleasant with 7 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 8. Oskaloosa, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and they've stranded 5. We go to the top of the 5th, and Mount Pleasant with the top of their batting order coming up. Shortstop Corbin Broker, followed by first baseman Nick Coble, and third baseman Clayton Lowry. Jarrett Zerwinski misses inside with his first pitch, ball 1. Broker has grounded to third, walked to drive in a run, and reached on an error by third baseman Van Veldhuizen. Now a swing and a miss, count evens 1-1. Lamb on the diminutive side, right-hand batter, against the right-hander Jarrett Zerwinski. The 1-1, missed inside 2-1. Van Veldhuizen up on the grass at third for Oskaloosa. The outfield shallow, especially in center and right. The 2-1 pitch missed 3-1. Lamb stands in the 3-1, swinging a drive into left field. Coming in is Kraber. He'll have to play on a short hop for a base hit. Lamb gets Broker gets the first. On the 5th hit for Mount Pleasant. Leadoff single brings up first baseman Nick Coble, who has walked, flied out, and singled a drive and a run, officially 1 for 2. Broker getting a good lead off first. And his pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Coble started on the mound. He went 2 innings. Did not allow a hit or a run. He walked 3 and struck out 2. No activity in either bullpen. Indians down 7-0. The runner goes on a delayed steal, and he'll be in there with a stolen base. Corbin Broker with his first steal of the day and the third by Mount Pleasant base runners. So now Broker on second with nobody out, and the count 1-1 to Coble. This one bounces in past North and will go to third base. It will allow the runner Broker to go to third on a wild pitch. That one just bounced into the right-hand batter's box, and Charlie didn't have a chance. So now a runner on third for Mount Pleasant. In the top of the 5th, nobody out. They're already up 7-0. The 2-1, low 3-1. Zerwinski, the right-hander from the stretch. Off-speed pitch fouled over and out of here. Count goes full 3-2 to Coble. Third baseman Clayton Lowry on deck for Mount Pleasant. Panthers with a run in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth. The 3-2, low ball 4. Second walk allowed by Zerwinski. That'll put runners at the corners for Mount Pleasant. No one out, and third baseman Clayton Lowry stands in. He has walked, grounded to second, and struck out. Colton Butler at first will hold with Coble. Because he's not a pitcher anymore, he does not get a courtesy runner. Swing a grounder foul down the third baseline for strike 1. Mount Pleasant looking to add to their lead here on the top of the 5th. Men on first and third, nobody out. First pitch lined down the third baseline. Just foul, and Corbin Broker, the runner at third, did well to avoid having the ball hit him. And this is a lesson for why runners on third base will take their lead in foul territory. Because if they get hit there, it's no problem. other than hurting, of course, but if you're hit by a fair ball, of course, you're out. The 0-2 off-speed pitch misses 1-2. So Broker with a short lead off third. He's a couple of steps back off the bag in foul territory. Coble takes his lead at first. The 1-2. Swing and a foul. Back to the screen. Count holds 1-2. Mount Pleasant on the way to breaking a 3-game losing streak. Oskaloosa on the verge of dropping to 3-2. We're in the top of the 5th. Swing and a pop foul out of here to the right. And the count holds at 1-2. We're in the top of the 5th. Mount Pleasant leading Oskaloosa 7-0. The Panthers with runners on first and third and nobody out. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout by Zerwinski, and that's the first out of the inning. And Lowry held the bat after the strikeout as though he wanted to break it over his leg like it was firewood or something. But with an aluminum bat, that won't work well. First pitch to right fielder Jackson Hoyle is in check that, missed, ball 1. Hoyle has flied to right, singled and scored and walked. I beg your pardon, it was strike 1. Here's a swing and a fly ball in the right field. Creer moving a couple of steps to his right to make the grab. He'll throw home. The ball will go all the way through. And Broker will score to make it 8-0. On the sacrifice fly and on the throw, Coble will go to second. So that's 2 away for Mount Pleasant, but they increase their lead to 8-0. There's a runner on second, now Coble with 2 away, and this brings up second baseman Bryce Anderson. Now as we get to the 5th, we've got to look at the possibility that the Indians could lose by the 10-run rule. They're already down 8-0, and we're into the 5th where that 10-run rule can take effect. Zerwinski from the stretch to the right-handed batter, Anderson, and it's strike 1. Anderson is grounded to second, walked and scored, and grounded out. He was the last batter as Mount Pleasant sent 11 men to the plate in the 3rd inning and scored 5 times. Next pitch from Zerwinski is low. Count evens 1-1. Center fielder Chase Lamb on deck for Mount Pleasant. Looking at a chance to bat here in the top of the 5th. Throw to second on a pickoff and safe as Coble was back standing. And that was a close play. I think that's the first time that anybody's tried a pickoff throw to second. Might have caught everybody by surprise. The 1-1 pitch is outside 2-1. Panthers 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 4th, and 1 here on the top of the 5th. Zerwinski deals, swing and a foul, over and out, count evens up 2-2. Turned out to be a very nice night. The game had been moved up from a 7:30 start to a 5:30 start because of the threat of rain in the forecast. But that has held off. We've got a very nice night here in Oskaloosa. Unless you're an Indians fan and you're looking at the scoreboard, seeing your team trailing 8-0. Pitch on the inside part of the plate, hit slowly toward third. Van Veldhuizen up, fires across to retire the side. Nice play by Noah to end the 5th. Mount Pleasant get another run in on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left. The Panthers have stranded 9. After 4.5, it's Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE FM and the No Coast Network.
Keep
Keep up to date on what's going on at the Quincy Place Mall in Ottumwa by joining our text club today. Simply text QPM to 64600. You will receive reminders of our sidewalk sales and other events. Also, when you join our text club, you will be entered for a chance to win a gift certificate. So join our text club today. Text QPM to 64600 and don't forget to like us on Facebook. We'll see you at the Quincy Place Mall at 1110 North Quincy Avenue in Ottumwa.
Oskaloosa Vision Center's hometown doctors have strong roots in Oskaloosa and are dedicated to serving the community. We use state-of-the-art equipment to provide high-quality, professional eye care through comprehensive eye exams, medical care for eye infection and disease treatment, as well as emergency aid and pre- and post-operative care. With our large variety of prescription glasses, sunglasses, and contact lenses, we strive to meet the needs of all patients, from newborn to adult. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Indians with their 9-1-2 hitters to start things off here in the bottom of the fifth, trailing Mount Pleasant 8-0. Jared Zerwinski stands in. This will be his first at-bat of the season for the freshman. Right-hand hitter. He'll be facing Trace White, who moved from right field to pitcher in the third inning. Righty to righty, swing and a pop into the infield. The pitcher comes off the mound toward third, and White makes the grab for out number one. 4 straight batters that Trace White has retired. 1 up and 1 down for Oskaloosa in the fifth. This brings up the leadoff man Wyatt Creer, the right fielder, who has struck out and grounded out. Right-hander to left-hander, swing and a foul into the screen, strike one. Nick Coble started, pitched the first 2 innings. Trace White came out in the third. And it's kept the game scoreless as far as Mount Pleasant goes. Here's a swing and a foul ball lofted into left field. That'll be well out of reach. And that will make the count 0-2. Creer looks in, pitches inside, and it hit him. First hit batter for the Indians today. First time White's been hit this season. So the Indians with a runner on first and 1 out, trailing 8-0. This will bring up shortstop Ryan Yates, who has walked and flied out, officially 0 for 1 today. Ryan, standout shooting guard on the Indian State Championship basketball team. Right-handed hitter looks in and pitches in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Ryan will be playing baseball at Kirkwood Community College next season. The 0-1 swing and hit right at the first baseman for an unassisted double play. It was lined out. It was a soft liner to Coble at first, and it was hit right at the bag. So it was, oh, look what I found. And that'll be an inning-ending double play. Oskaloosa, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left after 5. It's Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBUE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Last year, the Bank Iowa team completed almost 9,000 community service hours. Oofta! That's more hours than a year contains. It's refreshing to see a bank that cares. That's actually why I chose to bank with Bank Iowa. They're a local bank that invests in community, and the community that matters most is the one that we're both a part of. Visit your local Bank Iowa location to learn more about our personal, commercial, and agricultural banking services, or go online to bankiowa.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Van Welden, your local expert at Malcolm Lumber. At Malcolm Lumber, we pride ourselves in being your local lumberyard.
We boast competitive prices that you find at the big box stores.
And unmatched service that the big box stores can't provide. Our one-on-one service is what sets us apart. Our knowledgeable experts are here ready to help build you a better future. And thanks to the community for having us all these years.
You can continue to find Malcolm Lumber at our 3 locations in Grinnell, Montezuma, and Oskaloosa. Malcolm Lumber is here for you, start to finish.
We go to the top of the 6th with Mount Pleasant leading Oskaloosa by a score of 8-0. And the Mount Pleasant Panthers will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters up. Center fielder Chase Lamb, pitcher Trace White, and catcher Dalton Gardner. Lamb, the right-handed hitting center fielder, looks at a pitch in for a strike. Lamb has walked and scored, struck out, and grounded to third, officially 0 for 2. Panthers have just 5 hits today, but they've taken advantage of double-digit walks from Oskaloosa pitchers. Indians have given up 11 walks today. Next pitch is in for a strike, 1-1. Jared Zerwinski, the right-hander, deals, just caught the outside corner, 1-2. Jared came on to pitch in the 3rd inning in place of Tyler Miller, who started, and Cole Kraber, who pitched an inning of relief. The 1-2, low, nice block at the plate by Charlie North, and the count evens 2-2. Miller went an inning and a third, giving up 1 run. Kraber giving up 5 runs in 1 inning of work, and Zerwinski in 2 2/3 innings has given up 2 runs. Count goes full now, 3-2 on Chase Lamb. Swing and a ball hit in the right field, and a base hit cut off very nicely by Creer, the right fielder, to hold Lamb to a single. That was hit toward the right center field gap, but White Creer with a great job to cut that ball off and hold Lamb to a single, the 6th hit of the day for Mount Pleasant. This will bring up pitcher Trace White, who has fouled out, walked and scored, and flied out. Officially 0 for 2. Right-handed batter fakes a bunt. The runner from first goes, and Lamb will have a stolen base, his 2nd of the day. So the Panthers with a runner on second and no one out. Zerwinski out of the stretch, the 1-0. Just missed inside, 2-0. Now the second baseman Schultz jogs over towards second. Here's a swing and a grounder. Nice reach by Zerwinski on the mound. He'll throw to third for the force. Nice play by Zerwinski coming off the mound to get that ball on a hop. His momentum took him toward third, and he threw to Van Veldhuizen to retire Lamb for the first out of the inning. So a great play for the Indians. They not only get an out, they take a base away from Mount Pleasant, as they've got a runner on first now as opposed to a runner on second. Bill James talked about that. The object of baseball is bases. Now Dalton Gardner, the Mount Pleasant catcher, stands in with 1 out and a runner on first. 1-0 pitch is grounded into the hole. Yates will throw in time for out number 2. And White will move to second on the play. Hit sharply into the hole. Van Veldhuizen couldn't get it. Yates could, moving toward third. And Gardner, who does not run well, was retired easily for out number 2. This will bring up left fielder Chase Williamson, who has walked, hit a 2-run single, and struck out. And we will have a change, it appears. We have Brent Broker, the Mount Pleasant coach. Oh, there's going to be a pinch runner. Cooper Keldgard will come in to run for Trace White. A courtesy runner. White began the game as a right fielder and is now a pitcher, so he gets a courtesy runner. And the first pitch is low, and it gets all the way to the screen. And Keldgard will go to third on a wild pitch. So that puts a runner on third with no one out, and it's ball one to Chase Williamson. 1 for 2 with a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Left-hand batter, swing and a fly ball into left field toward the line. It's and into foul territory for a strike. 1-1. Kind of went off the end of the bat of the left-handed hitting Williamson, as Mount Pleasant complete their 4th time around the batting order. Kilgore on third. Zerwinski out of the stretch. 1-1 is fouled off of the plate. 1-2. Jared's given up just 3 hits. One of those was a home run in the 4th inning by Dalton Gardner. The 1-2 off-speed pitch fouled at the plate, and the count holds at 1-2. Indians in the 6th will have their 3, 4, 5 hitters up. Tyler Miller, Noah Van Veldhuizen, and Cole Kraber. Trailing Mount Pleasant 8-0. And the Panthers with a runner on third here on the top of the 6th and 2 out. The 1-2 pitch floats outside 2-2. Indian pitchers with 4 strikeouts on the day. Here's a curve outside, 3-2. Shortstop Corbin Broker on deck looking at a chance to hit. 3-2 pitch outside, ball 4. So Williamson out with a walk, and Mount Pleasant with runners on first and third with 2 down. Brings up shortstop Corbin Broker, who is grounded to third, walked to drive in a run, reached on an error, singled and scored. Officially a 1 for 3 day. Right-hand batter against the right-hander Zerwinski. Swing of the first pitch popped foul to the left. North, the catcher running to get it, and does to retire the side. Mount Pleasant in the 6th don't score. They get a hit and a walk, no errors, and 2 left. They've stranded 11. After 5.5, it remains Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hello, this is Wade Davidson, owner of Rock Island Tap, and I want to invite you to come down and check out the tap. We are excited to offer you 59 various beer selections, including 24 craft and domestic beers. We not only offer unique beers, but we can get you mixed drinks, wine, and my famous vodka and Jameson Bloody Marys. We are looking forward to offering lots of events and live music. You're going to want to keep updated on all activities and live music, so be sure to like us on Rock Island Tap Facebook page or call 641-676-ROCK for more information. Come on down to the Rock Island Tap, relax, and enjoy a few with us.
Craig Ford is more than just the name of our business. It's my name and my reputation. Craig Ford is committed to providing you with the highest in customer service and the peace of mind in knowing we won't be beat on price. Check out our website at craigford.com and compare our prices with our competitors. Craig Ford won't be beat on price. Let me say that one more time. Craig Ford won't be beat on price.
Oskaloosa coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th, trailing Mount Pleasant 8-0. Center fielder Tyler Miller stands in and looks at a strike from Mount Pleasant pitcher Trace White, who begins his 4th inning of work. Tyler Miller grounded out twice. Swing a ground ball through the hole to the right side, and that will get through for a base hit. Just the 2nd hit of the day for the Indians. The only other hit was a double by the man coming up right now, Noah Van Veldhuizen. He had that his last time up in the 4th. Indians being out hit 6-2. More importantly, outscored 8-0. Miller with a good lead off first. Pitch to Van Veldhuizen is low and away for ball one. Noah with a double his last time up. His first time up, he grounded to second. Mount Pleasant holding with the runner at first, a throw to first, and Tyler Miller back standing. Indians will want to get this game out of their system right away as they've got a doubleheader at Dallas Hitter Grimes tomorrow night at 2 games, in fact. Another throw to first, and Miller is back standing. Tyler with a decent lead, swing a grounder, foul to the left. Stopped nicely by Indians coach Bill Allman. 1-1 on Van Veldhuizen. Left fielder Cole Kraber is on deck. Indians looking to break the shutout here. Here's a swing and a pop out of here to the right, and the count goes 1-2 to Van Veldhuizen. Of Noah's 3 hits this season, 2 have been doubles. So he's got some pretty good pop, as we've seen. With that double he hit, that went all the way to the wall in left center. Miller with a lead off first. Throw back to first, and Tyler is back standing. Indians really haven't had much of a chance to run. They have not tried to steal a base here today. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Van Veldhuizen down on strikes. Just the second strikeout by Mount Pleasant reliever Trace White. That's 1 down. Miller still the runner at first. And now left fielder Cole Kraber, who has struck out and reached on an error. Each team with 1 error. And in each case, it was the third baseman who made it. Kraber, right-handed batter, stands in against the right-hander White. Out of the stretch, swing, lined foul out of play to the right, strike 1. Hoyle in right field, well over toward the right field line, so they're giving quite a bit of room in right center field. The 0-1 to Kraber, low 1-1. Indians trailing 8-0, bottom of 6, 1 out and a runner on first, and time called. Brent Broker, the Mount Pleasant coach, may be saying that White has reached his pitch limit. And we are going to see a pitching change. Got a couple of different guys scuffling around the rubber there. And it's going to be Bryce Anderson, the second baseman, now coming into pitch. We've got a break in the action here in the bottom of the 6th. Oskaloosa with a man on first and 1 out. They trail Mount Pleasant 8-0. We'll be back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
My name is Luke Harris, and I'm proud to be a local farmer. Partnering with Flight and State Bank helps me in my farming enterprise to make sound day-to-day decisions from a financial perspective because they provide the financial stability and advice that I need to run my business the way it needs to be ran.
Staying healthy has just gotten quicker and easier. Pella Regional Health Center's walk-in clinic is there when you need it. And now you can reserve your spot with convenient online reservations. Goodbye waiting room. Hello walk-in reservations. Go to www.pellahealth.org/walk-in to reserve your spot at Pella Regional's walk-in clinic. Pella Regional Health Center, providing health care and healing services with Christian compassion.
And Bryce Anderson, the second baseman, has now come on to pitch for Mount Pleasant, and Trace White, who had been the pitcher, is now in the game at second base. He started the day in right, moved to the mound, and is now at second. As Cole Kraber stands in with a 1-1 count and takes a strike 1-2. Kraber, a right-hand batter against the right-hander Anderson. Low in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Miller will jog to second. So a wild pitch from Bryce Anderson. The Indians with a man on second with one out and a 2-2 count now on Cole Kraber. Trace White in 3 1/3 innings gave up 2 hits. No runs. He is responsible for Miller, the runner, at second. No walks and 2 strikeouts. Swinging a ball golfed out of here to the right, and the count holds at 2-2. Catcher Charlie North on deck for the Indians. Oskaloosa down 8-0 to Mount Pleasant here, bottom 6. As we hit the 2-hour mark in this game, the 2-2 just high and tight, 3-2. Kraber, right-handed batter against the right-hander Anderson. Swing and a miss, strike. No, check that. He just got a piece of it. And the catcher Gardner not able to hang on to it. So it's 3-2 again. Plate umpire Terry Harding getting some fresh baseballs from the Oskaloosa dugout. Still a bit of a breeze blowing toward left field. Anderson looks in at the sign. Miller with his lead off second. The 3-2 just inside for ball 4. So Anderson walks the first batter he faces, and that's actually the first walk for an Oskaloosa batter since Will Schultz did in the second inning. So the Indians runners on first and second with one out, and catcher Charlie North at the plate. He has grounded to third and struck out. And the first pitch he sees from Anderson is ball 1. Anderson, the third pitcher of the day for Mount Pleasant after Nick Coble started and went the first 2 innings. Throw to second, and Miller is back standing. The ball got away from the new second baseman, Trace White. Mount Pleasant not holding with Kraber at first. The 1-0 to North, swing and a miss, 1-1. Both bullpens quiet for now. Charlie, the freshman, with 5 wins batted in so far in the season, looking to bring in number 6 here. With runners on first and second, here's a swing and a miss, 1-2. First baseman Colton Butler on deck for the Indians, who have one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners on first and second, and they trail Mount Pleasant 8-0. A look at second. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 3 call, but on the play, Miller will go to third with a steal.
North strikes out looking for the second out of the inning.
Second
Miller advances to third on the pitch.
out of the top of this, or the bottom of the sixth, and the first strikeout for Bryce Anderson. Indians now with runners at the corners. And 2 out, and first baseman Colton Butler stands in. And by taking third, Miller becomes the first Indian to reach third base tonight. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Butler is in for a strike, 0-1. Indians have had threats first and second a couple of times, but have not been able to get anybody in. Miller, the runner at third. Kraber takes off from first. The throw to second will bounce in, and Miller will hold his ground at third, so a stolen base for Kraber. And that's Cole's 4th stolen base of the year. The pitch was low for a ball, 1-1. Butler, left-hand batter, stands in against the right-hander Anderson. Swing and a foul at the plate, 1-2. Second baseman Will Schultz looking to hit next for the Indians. Oskaloosa trailing 8-0. Kraber on second, Miller on third. The 1-2 to Butler, swing and grounded. Foul to first base, and a nice stab by the Indians' first base coach. Took that barehanded. Runners take their leads from second and third. Anderson's 1-2. Swing, hit sharply to the first baseman. He bobbles it, but will get it back in time and run to the bag for out number 3. The Indians in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, and a walk. No errors. 2 left. The Indians have stranded 7. We've played 6. It's Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
For all your home and business pest management needs, call Certified Pest Control of Oskaloosa. Beth and I offer better prices, better service, same-day responses, and satisfaction guaranteed. We are the only pest control company locally owned and operated. Remember, termites on your property will lead to wood structural damage. So call now for your termite inspection and ask about termite pre-treatment of new construction. We also offer bed bug heat treatments. For seasonal or monthly pest control at the guaranteed lowest prices in the area, call Certified Pest Control, 641-295-0700. We are licensed to kill.
After 6, it's Mount Pleasant with 8 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. Oskaloosa with no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Freshman Jared Zerwinski came into this game in the 3rd inning, and it looks like he's going to finish it, assuming there's no more damage from Mount Pleasant. Panthers lead the Indians 8-0 as Mount Pleasant comes to bat in the top of the 7th with first baseman Nick Coble. First pitch got away from Jared and sailed outside for ball 1. Coble has walked twice and has an RBI single. Officially 1 for 2. Left-hand batter stands in against the right-hander Zerwinski and looks at a pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. One is hit sharply into the hole to the left for a base hit. Coble's second of the day as the Indians get the ball quickly into the infield. 7th hit of the day for Mount Pleasant and the second for Nick Coble. This will bring up third baseman Clayton Lowry, who has walked, grounded to second, and struck out twice. Right-hander against right-hander. Coble with a short lead off first. Pitch missed inside, ball one. Indians in the 7th will have second baseman Will Schultz, pitcher Jared Zerwinski, and right fielder Wyatt Creer. They're 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Pitch missed inside, 3-0. Or check that. I'm ahead of myself. It's 2-0. Zerwinski out of the stretch. Misses low. That now it's 3-0. Sorry if I jinxed you, Jarrett. Indians shallow in the outfield for Lowry. The 3-0 swung on, hit right at the left fielder Kraber. He'll throw it back into the infield. But Coble retreats to first. A nice grab by Cole Kraber, who has played just in the right spot, and retired Lowry for the first out in the top of the 7th. Now right fielder Jackson Hoyle stands in. Looks at ball one. Hoyle has flied to right, singled and scored, walked, and hit a sacrifice fly. So officially 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Mount Pleasant broke this open with 5 runs in the 3rd inning. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. Flips to short for 1. Yates' throw to first in time for a double play.
Nice 4-6-3 double play to end the inning, taking us to the bottom of the 7th.
That'll end the 7th for Mount Pleasant. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Back in a minute. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBOE-FM and the No Coast Network.
Hi, I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Amber Coffee.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Brandon Kane.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Jennifer Main.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Jason Rosenboom.
I'm Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Austin Norris.
If your saving for retirement strategy involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," you need to talk with an Edward Jones Financial Advisor. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. For sound financial advice, contact your local Edward Jones professional today. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Water is more than just a source of life. We have fun with it, clean with it, grow with it, save lives with it. How water gets to us is rarely ever thought about. But at Clow Valve Company, water is never taken for granted. We design and build some of the most advanced water valves and hydrants in the world from one of the cleanest, greenest, and safest facilities in the United States. Clow Valve Company, it's more.
Mount Pleasant 3 innings away from a victory at Oskaloosa. The Panthers leading the Indians 8-0 as Oskaloosa come to bat in the bottom of the 7th. And it will be Nick Dykstra coming into the game to re-enter to bat for Jordan Zerwinski. Jordan came into the game into the 3rd inning and popped to second in his only time up. Nick flied to left, his only time up. He came out of the game when the Indians made the pitching change to replace Cole Kraber on the mound with Zerwinski. And an excuse me bunt down the third baseline, foul. That one was really in there tight. And that was almost a self-defensive bunt. Excuse me, this is Will Schultz, the hitter. We're one ahead of myself here. Beg your pardon. Dykstra is on deck. Here's the 0-1 to Will. That bounces in low 1-1. Will has walked and popped to short. Bryce Anderson, who came on to pitch last inning, got the final 2 outs. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Anderson, who began the day at second base, the right-hander winds, swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Anderson. 1 up and 1 down for Oskaloosa in the bottom of the 7th. Now Nick Dykstra stands in. Re-entering for Zerwinski. Nick fly to left his first time up. Right-hand batter against the right-hander Anderson. Looks at strike 1. Wyatt Creer on deck for the Indians, who are looking to get on the board, trailing 8-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Their last chance. Swinging a grounder to third, bobbled by the third baseman Lowry, and Dykstra will be on. Second error by Mount Pleasant, and both of them have been by the third baseman Clayton Lowry. So the Indians with a runner on first and 1 down. This brings up right fielder Wyatt Creer, who has struck out, grounded down, and was hit by a pitch his last time up. Throw to first is high. Nick able to get back to the bag safely. Creer, left-handed batter. They play him to pull in right field. Hoyle very close to the line. But the center fielder, Lamb, is over a couple of steps toward left, as the first pitch to Wyatt Creer is away for ball 1. Coble at first, not holding with the runner Dykstra. And the 1-0 pitch high and away, 2-0. Indians play a doubleheader at Dallas Center Grimes tomorrow, 5:30 for the first game. We will not have a broadcast of that for you. 2-0 in for a strike, 2-1. Tomorrow night on KBOE-FM, we will have coverage of the Southern Iowa Speedway. Our pre-race show at 6 and the racing itself at 7:30 from the Southern Iowa Fairgrounds in Oskaloosa. The 2-1, Creer fouls at the plate, 2-2. Shortstop Ryan Yates on deck. 8-0 Mount Pleasant over Oskaloosa. The Panthers with a run in the second, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Bryce Anderson from the stretch, the 2-2, just outside 3-2. Creer standing close to the plate, slightly open stance. Payoff pitch, swinging a grounder to the first baseman Coble. He'll jog to the bag for the out. For the second out of the inning, and on the play, Dykstra will go to second. The last out now for Oskaloosa. The Indians' last chance is shortstop Ryan Yates, who has walked, fly to right, and lined to first. What turned out to be an unassisted double play by Nick Coble. Ryan hit it softly, but was right at the bag where Coble was. First pitch to Ryan, high ball 1. Tyler Miller on deck, looking to get a chance to hit here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0 inside 2-0. Still a soft breeze blowing out toward left here on what turned out to be a very nice evening. Anderson will look at second, fakes a throw to second, and Nick Dykstra has to retreat to the bag. Indians just a couple of hits today. And the 2-0 pitch is in for a strike, 2-1. And the catcher, Gardner, threw to second, came in a couple of hops, but no chance for Dykstra to try to advance from second. 2-1 to the right-handed hitting Ryan Yates. Anderson deals, swing and a foul toward right and unplayable. Count goes to 2-2. Indians now down to their last strike. Two and two on Yates. Dykstra with a leadoff second. The 2-2. Swing, hit softly to second. White has it, will throw to first, and that will end the game. Oskaloosa in the 7th. No runs, no hits. There was an error, and 1 runner left. The Indians have stranded 8. Our final score, Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. We'll wrap this up from Oskaloosa High School when we come back in 2 minutes. This is Oskaloosa Indians baseball on KBUE FM and the No Coast Network.
Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia is dedicated to providing their customers with friendly service. Falvey Lumber and Hardware values your business and has made it their mission to provide reliable products and services with their customer-driven approach. Falvey's courteous professional team is able to support a range of services to meet your requirements. Falvey Lumber and Hardware in Eddyville and Albia. In Eddyville, call 969-4814 or Albia 932-2150.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
See what See First has for you. Crazy good rates. Complete convenience. Cash for what you need. Capital to grow. Join the crowd. Try us. Join us. Because together is better.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Back at Oskaloosa High School, I'm Joe Lancello. The totals here, Mount Pleasant, 8 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 11. Oskaloosa, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. They stranded 8. The winning pitcher, Trace White, who came in relief in the 3rd inning, pitched 3 1/3 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Nick Coble started the game with the first 2 innings. Bryce Anderson finished up the final inning in 2/3. For Oskaloosa, Tyler Miller took the loss. He was the starter. He went an inning and a third. Didn't give up any hits, but he gave up 5 walks and 1 run. Cole Kraber pitched 1 inning. He gave up 3 hits, 4 walks, and a strikeout. He also gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Jared Zerwinski finished on the mound for the Indians, the freshman, going 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Oskaloosa pitchers walked 12 batters in the game tonight. That is something that is tough to do and succeed in this game. And Mount Pleasant had 7 hits on the day. Dalton Gardner had a solo homer make that in the 4th inning. Part of a 2 RBI day for him. One of those RBI coming on a bases loaded walk. Chase Williamson, the number 9 hitter, also had 1 hit. That was a 2-run single as part of Mount Pleasant's 5-run inning that broke the game open for the Panthers. Oskaloosa with just 2 hits, a double by Noah Van Veldhuizen in the 4th, and a single by Tyler Miller in the 6th. And Miller was the only Indian to get to 3rd base during the course of today's game. Oskaloosa now drops to 3-2 on the season. Mount Pleasant is 2-3. They snap a 3-game losing streak. The Indians have now lost 2 in a row, and they will look to snap that as they get back into Little Hawkeye Conference play tomorrow night when they play a doubleheader at Dallas Center Grimes. That one will get underway at 5:30. We'll not have a broadcast of that for you Our next Oskaloosa Indians baseball broadcast will come your way on Friday night when the Indians play at Newton. That's a scheduled 7:30 first pitch, and we'll be on the air at 7:15. We invite you to join us for that. Thanks very much to Brother Dave back at Mission Control. Thanks to Titus Litzring and the Oskaloosa video production crew for a job well done. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed listening to the game, if maybe not the result. I'm Joe Lancello. The final score once again here today, Mount Pleasant 8, Oskaloosa nothing. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Oskaloosa Indians Baseball on the No Coast Network. Brought to you by Bank Iowa, Claw Valve Company, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Pella Printing, Robert Auld Investments, Malcolm Lumber, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Certified Pest Control, Community First Credit Union, Fred's Muffler Shop, Hawkeye Real Estate, Pella Regional Health Center, Edward Jones Investments, Falvey Lumber and Hardware, Mahaska Drug, Quincy Place Mall in Ottumwa, Lighton State Bank, Northern Mahaska Specialty Care Center, and the Rock Island Tap. Your Keys to the Game sponsor is Craig Ford. This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.